You are losing power because you are terrified of the empty space. In 90% of your social interactions, negotiations, and arguments, the person who speaks the most is the one losing the game. You have been conditioned to believe that silence is awkward, that it is a void that must be filled with noise, explanations, and apologies. But in the year 2026, where attention is the new currency, silence is the ultimate weapon of defense and dominance. If you do not learn to master the art of the calculated pause, you will forever be at the mercy of those who do. Today, we are going to break down the logic of silence, the dark psychology behind why it triggers anxiety in others, and how you can use it to regain control in high-stakes situations. Welcome to the Logic Trap. Chapter 1. The Anxiety Vacuum. To understand why silence works, you must first understand the biology of the human brain. We are social creatures, wired for connection. In our evolutionary past, being ignored by the tribe meant death. Because of this, your brain interprets prolonged silence during a conversation as a form of social rejection. It triggers the anterior cingulate cortex, the same part of the brain that registers physical pain. This creates what psychologists call the anxiety vacuum. When you are in a conversation and you stop talking, you create a vacuum. The other person's brain immediately panics. It screams, "Why aren't they responding? Did I say something wrong? Do they hate me?" To relieve this pain, the other person will instinctively rush to fill that silence. They will offer more information, they will lower their price, or they will reveal a truth they intended to keep hidden. Consider a police interrogation. Skilled detectives know that if a suspect gives a short answer, the detective shouldn't ask the next question immediately. They simply stare. The suspect, terrified by the silence, starts talking again to comfort themselves, often confessing to crimes just to end the tension. But this happens in your life too. Think about a first date. If there is a 10-second pause, you probably start babbling about your childhood just to stop the awkwardness. You are revealing your cards because you feared a void. If you want to join the 1% of people who control their social reality, you must learn to sit comfortably in that pain while others squirm. Before we move to the technique, hit that subscribe button if you are ready to master your own psychology. Chapter 2. The 4-second stare. Now that you understand the science, let's look at the mechanics. How do you actually apply this without looking strange? The most effective technique in negotiation and conflict is the 4-second stare. This is highly effective against gaslighting and aggressive personalities. Here is the logic. When someone tries to manipulate you or insults you, they are expecting a specific reaction. They want you to defend yourself, to get angry, or to cry. This is the action-reaction loop. If you react, you are playing their game. Instead, when they finish speaking, you must do absolutely nothing for 4 seconds. Count it in your head. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep your face neutral. Maintain eye contact, but do not glare. This breaks their rhythm. In a salary negotiation, if a boss offers you a low number, do not say, "That is too low." Just look at them. The silence implies that the offer was so insulting it doesn't even merit a verbal response. Often, the employer will jump in and say, "But we can probably look at a bonus structure," effectively negotiating against themselves. Another example is in a relationship argument. If a partner uses a gaslighting phrase like, "You're crazy," and you respond with silence, it forces them to hear the echo of their own words. They expect you to fight back. When you don't, they are left alone with their aggression, and they often backtrack. Comment below, have you ever used silence to win an argument, or did you crumble? I want to read your experiences. But wait, because the next trick is even more subtle, and it exploits the human need for validation. Chapter 3. The Mirror of Insecurity. Silence acts as a mirror. When you refuse to give someone feedback, they have no choice but to project their own insecurities onto you. This is crucial for reading people and social intelligence. Humans are constantly looking for cues, body language, nodding, or verbal agreements to see if their mask is working. When you remove those cues, the mask slips. Let's look at a workplace scenario. You have a colleague who is constantly bragging or trying to undermine you. The next time they tell a story designed to make them look good, offer zero validation. Do not nod, do not smile. Just listen. Without your validation, their ego begins to starve. They will likely start exaggerating more, becoming louder and more ridiculous until they expose their own narcissism to everyone in the room. You didn't destroy them, you just let them destroy themselves by withholding the fuel they run on. This also works for detecting lies. A liar needs to know you believe them. They will watch your face for signs of belief. If you give them a blank slate, what we call a flat affect, they cannot calibrate their lie. They will start adding unnecessary details to convince you. I was at the store and the line was long and I saw this guy. The more they talk to fill your silence, the more the logic of their story falls apart. You are using the logic trap against them. Chapter 4. The Walk-Away Power. Silence is not just about not speaking, it's about the withdrawal of attention. In the realm of dating and high-value social dynamics, the ultimate form of silence is the walk-away. This utilizes the scarcity principle. We value what is rare. We value what we might lose. If you are constantly available, constantly texting back instantly, and constantly explaining yourself, your value drops. You are a commodity with high supply and low demand. But when you implement radio silence, not as a childish game, but as a boundary, you trigger a fear of loss in the other person. For example, if someone disrespects your time by showing up late or canceling last minute, do not send a paragraph of angry text messages. That shows you care too much. That shows they have mental control over you. Instead, send nothing or send a simple "okay" and then withdraw your attention. This silence communicates high status. It says, my time is valuable and you have lost access to it. It shifts the dynamic instantly. The other person goes from feeling in control to feeling like they are chasing you. This is not manipulation. This is self-respect disguised as silence. But be warned, this requires you to actually be willing to walk away. You cannot fake this. Chapter 5. Defending against the void. We have talked about how to use silence, but what happens when it is used against you? What if you are the one in the interrogation chair or the one being given the silent treatment by a manipulator? You must learn to recognize the stonewall. Stonewalling is when someone refuses to communicate to punish you. It's a toxic form of mental control. If you encounter this, your instinct will be to try harder to get a reaction. You will plead, you will get angry, you will double text. This is exactly what they want. They are feeding off your desperation. The logic to defeat this is counterintuitive. You must mirror their silence. If they stop talking to punish you, you must continue your life as if they do not exist. Do not show anger, because anger is still attention. Show indifference. Go about your day, laugh with friends, eat your dinner. When the manipulator realizes their silence is not causing you pain, the tactic fails. The silence trap only works if the victim is afraid of the dark. You must become the person who is comfortable in the dark. To summarize the logic, the person who speaks first loses leverage. The person who needs validation loses power. And the person who cannot handle the void will always be controlled by the person who created it. In a world that never stops screaming, the most dangerous person in the room is the one who listens, watches, and waits. The next time you feel the urge to explain yourself, stop, take a breath, count to 4, and watch the dynamic shift in your favor. If you want to understand the 3 phrases manipulators use to hack your memory and gaslight you, you need to watch this next video on invisible gaslighting. It will appear on your screen now. Click it to continue your training. And remember, subscribe to the Logic Trap. Don't let them play you.